Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we are going to create a card for Countdown to Christmas. This is actually card number 24, and we're using some new items that just came out over at the Simon Says Stamp Shop. This is part of their Handmade Holiday release. We have the Candy Canes Stencil set. There's 2 stencils in here. And what I like about these is you can create A2, slimline, and mini slimline with these. So they're versatile. There's 2 stencils. One of them just has regular candy canes, and then the other one has candy canes that are facing each other. So they're like heart-shaped candy canes. And we're going to use this one today for our project. Now I also have some Glitz glitter gel. These are smaller tubs, and they actually came in a rainbow collection pack. There's 6 of them in total, different colors, rainbow of colors, and I have the cherry color. So we're going to use this today. Stenciling is very easy. This Glitz glimmer gel is very soft, like melted butter almost. So it just glides over your stencil. I have to stir it up a bit. It's not very thick, so you just pick it up with your spatula and you can just slide it over. I did find that when I do stencil with this, that you want to be really careful because it can bleed through your stencil area. But I'm just lightly going over my candy canes, and you can see the heart shape that they have. And then once I have my entire panel covered, this is an A2 size panel. The stencil actually measures 9 inches by 4 inches. So it does have those side borders, so it's slightly smaller than my panel, which is an A2 panel, but I think it's workable, and so we are going to go ahead and set this aside. Now when this dries too, guys, it dries to a no shed glitter. Super sparkly, but no shed, which is really nice. I'm going to clean up my mess, and we're going to continue on doing a little bit of die cutting. I have 2 die sets. I have the pine needle die set that is from Memory Box. We're going to use that, and then I have this candy cane die set from Simon, and we are going to create a candy cane for our card today because it just goes with the candy cane stencil. I'm die cutting out the bow with some gold cardstock, the pine needles with some green cardstock, and then the candy cane we are going to die cut out with some glitter cardstock. I'm using the Simon Says Stamp CHEERFUL Holiday 6x6 glitter cardstock set. I'll link it below, but it has golds and silvers and reds and greens, and I'll die cut out the candy cane with the red glitter, and then I'm also going to die cut it out with white cardstock along with an oval shape. This way I have something to put my candy canes on. So we'll run everything through the die cutting machine, and then while our Glitz glitter gel panel is drying, we can piece together our candy cane. You can see I die cut out 2, and there's no background to this die, but it's easy to create one. I just put the white die cut candy cane on some white cardstock, and then I just fussy cut around it. I penciled it and then fussy cut around it. Once we have our background, I'm just going to use my tape runner, load it up with adhesive, and then you could actually create 2. Since we die cut out 2, I'm going to alternate glitter cardstock with white cardstock, but you can have leftover pieces to make another one. So you might want to fussy cut out another background. But I'm taking the glittery red background, putting it on our background template here. And I have a little bit on the bottom I want to trim away. You could probably actually adhere this first and then fussy cut around it with that on there, but either way it's pretty easy. So we still have adhesive on the inside. Now all we have to do is inlay alternating glitter and white cardstock. You just got to find the pieces. Sometimes it's nicer to keep the pieces in like I did on the white one. The red one you couldn't because you have to put that on your background, but pretty easy to inlay these pieces. One candy cane we're going to start off with white, and then we'll add red and continue, and then the other candy cane we'll start off with red and then continue until it's all filled in. And then these little pieces again will create another candy cane. We just need one for our project today, so we'll put this aside, and then we're going to go ahead and layer our bow. The bow has 2 pieces. the centerpiece and then the bow part. I just added a very small foam square to the middle and then added that centerpiece. And then while I have my foam squares out, we'll go ahead and add some foam tape behind the bow here. This is going to go in the center of our candy canes. I have to trim down a small piece so we could fit it right in the middle here. And I think that's going to go perfect with our candy cane background. Okay, I'm going to add some foam adhesive and get these ready to go. We'll just remove the release paper and add that to our oval. I put it a little bit more towards the top because the bottom is where we're going to put our sentiment. Now the pine needles, I die cut out 2 sets. I'm just going to go ahead and add 2 pine needles to the left of the bow and then 2 pine needles to the right. Just adding a little green to our background. In hindsight, I think I had green glitter cardstock from the Cheerful Holiday glitter pack. I could have used that to die cut out the pine needles. That cardstock too, by the way, is a no shed glitter, which is really nice. But I'm just doing a little tucking. And with the red, I think we have enough sparkle. Okay, my panel looks great. Next, I'm going to bring in a sentiment strip pack. This is the Christmas CC Design Christmas Sentiment Pack. Lots of Christmas sentiments in here. This is the reverse. So they have 2 different sets of these. One is white with black lettering, and then this one is, of course, white lettering with black background. And I'm just trimming down the Merry Christmas using my paper trimmer, and then I'll fishtail the ends on both sides. And that's going to work perfectly to go under my candy canes. Flip it around and trim this off. And then I'll go ahead and add foam adhesive behind my Merry Christmas. Now my background panel should be dry. I did go ahead and cut down two strips of cardstock. You can see the red glitter that we use for our candy cane. I die cut out 1/2-inch strips of those, and then I also cut out 1/2-inch strips of some black and white stripe paper. Now this panel I'm trimming down to narrow it. It ends up being 3.5 inches wide. After we have this done, I love the way this looks, but I did over stencil on that one candy cane on the bottom, but it's not too noticeable. So I'm just going to roll with it. I'm going to adhere the glitter cardstock strips to the left and right of my card base. This is a standard A2 size card base that's top folding. I do have a little bit of excess overhanging, so we'll trim that off. Now with our black and white stripe paper, I'm going to flip over this panel, add adhesive to the left and right, and then I just want about 1/8 of an inch showing. So we're going to line it up on the edges of this panel. And we'll do the same thing, trim off the excess, and then add our other strip to the right side. And then we'll trim off the excess here. We have a little on the top and then some on the bottom. Now this panel we're going to flip over, and I'm going to add foam adhesive behind it. We're just going to remove the release paper, and this is going to go right down the middle of our card base. I love candy canes at Christmas. I think they're so fun. Now, once we have our panel adhered, I went ahead and popped up our candy cane oval. This is going to go in the center of our background. And then again, I already added foam adhesive behind our Merry Christmas. We're just going to remove the release paper and add this, just tuck it underneath our candy canes. And I'm not going to add any bells or whistles because I think there's a lot of sparkle going on here. But I love the way this turned out. Thank you for joining me for my Countdown to Christmas series. Again, this is card number 24, and the products I use are brand new from Simon Says Stamp, part of their Handmade Holiday release. Thanks for stopping by. Have a lovely day, and we will see you again soon. Bye-bye.